accidentally created an army of crow bodyguards. Am I liable if my murder attempts murder? To make a long story short, I'm a late 20-something living in Portland, Oregon. I had a pretty intense emo/goth phase as a tween that I thought I had grown out of. A couple months ago, I was watching a nature program on our local station about crows. The program mentioned that if you feed and befriend them, crows will bring you small gifts. My emo phase came back full force and I figured that I was furloughed and had lots of time, so why not make some crow friends? My plan worked a little too well and the resident 5 crows in my neighborhood have turned into an army 15 strong. At first my neighbors didn't mind and enjoyed it. They're mostly elderly and most were in a bird-watching club anyway. They thought the fact that I had crows following me around whenever I go outside was funny. Lately, the crows have started defending me. My neighbor came over for a socially distanced chat, me on my porch, her in my yard, and the crows started dive-bombing her. They would not stop until she left my yard. They didn't make physical contact with her, but they got very close. Am I liable if these crows injure someone since I fed them? I obviously can't control the crows. I would rather them not attack my neighbors. But since I technically created this nuisance, could I be financially on the hook for any injuries? To be clear, they're not aggressive 100% of the time. If just the neighbors are out, they are friendly normal crows. They only get aggressive when someone gets close to me or my property. ETA, TL, DR, I have turned into Moira Rose, Queen of the Crows. My inadvertent crow army has gotten aggressive towards others. If they hurt someone, could I be held liable? ETA PT2, I did not train these birds to attack. Also thank you for all of your awards. I'm glad my stupid decisions bring you joy. Please consider donating that money to your local Audubon Society instead. So to make a long story short, I called our local Audubon Society. They didn't think feeding the crows was bad and suggested that the neighbors also start feeding them, so they essentially became better socialized. The plan worked and the crows are now a beloved part of the community. There have been no recent dive bombings. Most amazingly, the crows may have legitimately saved my neighbor. Our city had a pretty big ice and snow event recently. Like I said in my last post, most of my neighbors are older. One of my neighbors was walking down his steep driveway, slipped, and couldn't get back up. The crows started going ballistic and were making more noise than we have ever heard. A different neighbor went outside to see what was up and found the gentleman in his driveway. Neighbor is mostly okay. Just some serious bruises. Needless to say, the crows have been getting some high-value food since then. Thanks for all the help on my original post. It blew up way more than I was expecting and I thought you guys would enjoy an update.